Welcome back to Simon Does Fish, and today I'm going to walk you through the tank build that I recently did. So we always have to take the old tank apart first, and then here's the new tank on the floor. It looks quite nice really. It's 100 litres compared to the original 60 litre tank that we had. It's going to give these fish a lot of room to be able to swim around in. So the first thing we need to do is I need to get some buckets ready, and I need to drain this tank down just so that I can get the fish out. I think I do take some of the plants out as well. I get in the way of the camera a lot, so I will try and do some shots here and there just so that it's not just looking at my backside. It's around this point where I realise that I forgot to turn the heater off and I forgot to turn the filter off, so I've got to quickly turn them off first. But got a bit of the tank water out. It's looking a bit shallower now, so we should be able to catch some fish shortly. Just going to drain a little bit more out, and hopefully I won't block the camera too much more after that. So at this point we've now got the tank at a decent level to be able to catch some fish out. It's still going to be quite tricky because there's so many dense plants about, and it's just so annoying to catch them through plants when the net's just getting caught up on them. But yeah, so we're going to give it a go. You'll start seeing the fish thrashing around as I'm trying to be really careful with them. But they're definitely not wanting me to catch them. It's around this point I realistically realised that I'm going to have to move some plants because some of these fish are way too smart for me. And that's not saying that I'm not that smart, well it probably is, but yep, we've got to start taking some plants out. If you're wondering why I'm being so careful with the plants themselves, it's because I'm trying to preserve the roots, because these plants are really established, so to damage the root systems would actually affect them for a little bit of time. They'd come back, but the less damage we can do the better. So I'm just trying to be very careful with them, and also I don't want to murk up the water too much, but as you can already tell, the water's getting very murky very quick, and I start realising this, so I'm like, right, we just need to rip this out and just get these fish out so that they're not sat in murky water for too long. At this point, I'm starting to get a little bit itchy on my skin, so I'll give myself a little scratch. Got a bit of a skin condition, but anyway, we'll work on getting the wood out now, which I realise it's too big and I need to remove the light first. So some little bits break off of it, so I'm like, right, cool, we'll just take them out. And then once we get this bit of wood out, we can finally start stripping bits and bits off again. And then once we get them bits off, we're done. Let's see in the comment section how many times I've said bits, starting from when I said bits. So I'm not actually catching any fish out at this point, I'm just cleaning up the surface of the water so that we can catch them a bit easier and see them a bit easier, as at this point the water is very murky and you can see them through the light, but it's not great. So now that tank is stripped, we're going to have to lower the water level again because now they've got more swimming room in the water that's there, so we're going to lower it a bit more and probably suck up some shrimp during this process to save a bit of time, because the shrimp are so annoying. Like, we had so many baby shrimp in there that I didn't realise we had, and it came to a point where now there's actually still some left in the tank because the substrate's still here, so I'm just waiting for them to get a little bit bigger and then we're just going to catch them all out. Because they're just so tiny, it's like either we're going to crush them into substrate and they add as nutrients, or we're just going to leave them to grow and then eventually catch them out another way. Everyone's probably like why are you using your mouth? You shouldn't use your mouth. It's like, I've always done it, and I've got to a point now where none of it actually goes in my mouth, so yeah, that's saying something. I've got good at something. And finally, we've got the new tank set up on the stand. We've got the high light on top of it. It's such a beautiful light, honestly. It's amazed me how good quality it is. There's a video coming up shortly for that, which I've got to get out very shortly. So yeah, it's a fantastic light. It even shows all the scratches on the glass. But yeah, using Jameson Brothers Quality Aquatic Compost. It's what I've always used. It grows my plants fantastic. So we're just going to throw that in and get a nice nutrient layer. Remember this nutrient layer, guys, that you need to break up all the big balls of hard lumps and that. Just helps spread it across a bit better and stops having these big pockets of just gunge. So around about here I'm like, well, I don't want to keep adding too much soil, so I've got an old bucket of sand which is mixed with like different like colours and all sorts of sands in there. So I'm just going to literally, there you go, I'm showing you now, we're going to mix this into the soil so it's still nutrient rich, but it's just a big bulking layer, just so we get a bit more height and a bit more depth through the bulk of the sand and all that stuff, and making it nice ramped up at the back and nice and low at the front. But yeah, just gonna throw this in now, guys, and then we'll get to the nice play sand layer, which I should have washed. So at this point it's starting to look something alike, so we start getting ready for the play sand. I'm about to bring it in any minute now, and here's the play sand. This is a really good bargain, really. £2.50 for 10 kilos, I couldn't go wrong. Yes, it compacts a little bit, but adding a few little pebbles in there will just help stop the layers from break up too bad. So I get it ripped open. As I say, at this point I should have cleaned it, because it goes murky for ages. But thankfully we're pretty good at filling up tanks now, so we didn't notice it too bad. But yeah, so we're gonna get this play sand in, and hopefully it'll look quite nice. It's quite clumpy because for some reason it has holes in the bag, so it's like holding moisture from the fish room. So it's a bit clumpy. So yeah, anyway, we're gonna get it in. So at this point I did actually cut it because my partner came in, so I had to restart the video, and I know they pretty much flattened all the sand in, so that was a little bit annoying, but hey-oh, life happens. So now we're putting in the first little bit of hardscape. This came originally from the smaller tank, and it always reminds me of a Triceratops skull, so I had to keep it just for the vibes of the tank, as I wanted to keep that old like prehistoric kind of vibe to it. It was a bit awkward sitting it in this tank, as I did have originally like little like stumps holding it up, but we made it work, and eventually we set it in. We did have a little bit of a disaster with the sand, as I forgot that when you absorb water into it, it kind of like sinks. So yeah, that happened. So this is a little thing for you guys that are looking to get into aquascaping. So this piece of wood that I'm trying to line up at the moment, which you can barely see because I'm in the way as usual, but yeah, that originally was at the back of that piece of wood, and I couldn't get it to work, so I was like, well, where can it go? And then, you know what, in the end I just threw it in, I just plopped it in like that, and I was like, you know what, kind of like that, I'm just going to set it in a little bit more, and we'll go from there with it. And then that's where the tank started to evolve more now. So we threw the pebbles in, and it started to take a bit of shape now, and I come back very shortly with some more bits of wood, I believe, and we just start placing them in. You know, just don't think about it too much. Honestly, like, if that's my only advice I could give to someone in aquascaping, is literally do not think about what you are doing, just put it in, and if you like the look of it, just go with it, because as long as you like it, what's it to anyone else? The fish, end of the day, they don't really care. As long as they've got a nice tank with nice hiding places, food, they honestly don't matter about what your tank looks like. They've probably lived in far worse when they were in the wild. If you have wild fish, that is. A lot of the fish are captive bred. But yeah, just have fun with it. So now I'm going to start showing off my big rocks. These literally make the tank. I didn't think they would, but they end up adding a nice bit of texture. Like the dragonstone honestly is such a cool rock to work with. There's so many different like varieties and variants of it, and like say there's so many different figures that it has. It's so cool just to look at and even play with, like, you know, as a scaping object. I'm going to sound like a broken record, but as I've said before, just honestly, just place it in. Don't think about it too much. Like with this tank, I built it so quickly. Like usually these tanks could take me a full day, and this took me a matter of hours. Like I was just throwing them in, and I was like looking at it, like yeah, that's cool, we'll keep that. And that's when I got to a point where I was like, right, I'm going to call my partner in at some point and just like, what do you think? And she was like, yeah, I like it. So I went with it, and then I started getting ready for the planting. Ah, look at him. Happy boy. It's time to give the sand some detail. It's a little bit plain, so we get some scatter gravel. This stuff honestly works miracles. So now we've got our first bit of planting in. It's some epiphytes, some javfern and some anubias. And I'm like, right, it's time to get this tank nearly ready to be filled up. So we've got the plants all on the floor, and then with a snap of my fingers, a bit too late, we got them in. And now it's time to fill the tank up. It took me a long time to record this bit because I kept forgetting that I already put the plants in, and I thought that I hadn't. So anyway, the plants are already in. We're going to fill the tank up, and you're going to watch the bit of wood on the right hand side slowly start to fall because I forgot about compacting of sand and everything. So that happened, but we fixed it. But hopefully you'll enjoy watching the tank be filled. So at this point the tank is getting filled, and it's just about filled. It's filled now, and there's a lot of oxygen bubbles as you can see, but don't worry about that. Overnight they soon disappear as it all equalises out, and this is the next day. It's still cloudy, bit of a bacteria bloom, bit of sand deposits, all that kind of stuff. And then this is on today's date, the 8th of October, and everything's a lot clearer and everything's a lot nicer. The fish doing well, parameters are perfect. But yeah, if you enjoyed this version of a tank build, guys, let me know what you thought in the comment section below. And if you could give this video a like, I'd really appreciate it. And if you could give me a subscribe, follow, whatever you like to do, that'd be great. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time on Simon Does Fish.